What is up, guys? KFC back here with our next YouTube video. It has been approximately 1 month since I've recorded a YouTube video. Just have been focused on other things in the clan. We've been losing some members, so I've been trying to recruit my ass off. And so yeah, I haven't had a lot of time to do the whole YouTube thing, but I have the apartment to myself on a Saturday night, and you know what that means. It means YouTube video, because that's what you do when you're 28 years old and wifed up. All right, so personal update. Everyone meet the newest member of the Goodfellas family. This is Gandalf the Purple, GTP. That's kind of what I've been calling him lately. He's been sleeping a lot, little fucker. But excited to have him. As you can see, pretty much maxed out on my elixir already, so he is ready for his special ability. Pretty much said, fuck you to the whole Town Hall 10.5 thing. I got an eagle going. I got all my new defenses going. I got these little baby archer towers and cannons over here. So all is well in the world of KFC. We are, according to the Clash track, approximately 34 days away from being max defense, so long as I use my builders appropriately. Obviously, the Warden will take a lot longer than that, but the defenses, there's really only cannons, Inferno Towers, Wizard Towers, and Mortars, and that's pretty much it. Only one level on each, so that'll be exciting. Going to go ahead and get into some war replays here. As you can see, we're all over in TGF Rising, bonding as a family. So who do we have here? We have most of the people from Maine. We pretty much the first rising person we get to is Ettertreg. Some of you don't know Ettertreg. Ettertreg is the guy that when he completely fucks up an attack, and everyone thinks that he's going to barely struggle to get a 1-star, somehow pulls out 3-star attacks. It's crazy. But when he was with us, he was a Town Hall 9. He left us and lost his discipline. As you can see, he's a Town Hall 10 with 24-20 heroes. Not very good. But he is going to be holding down the fort in Rising for a little bit as one of their only Town Hall 10s, I believe, with Infernos and purple walls. My father was talking about someone back home who is going into the Air Force. So here we see Ettertreg's base, for some reason, has an Inferno Tower set to single on his farming base. I'm not really sure about that. And for those of you who are wondering, Ettertreg is pretty superstitious and believes that these purple walls bring him good luck. I believe that they bring him wall breakers that can get through with only one of them. But hey, to each his or her own, man. Let's go ahead and go donate some stuff over here. Trying to teach Rising how to do it right. Get all those bowlers in there. Bam. All right. So yeah, over in Rising, like I said, just hanging out with the family. Dr. Bad Vibes is our Town Hall 9.5 over here. Unstable, representing TGF Rising with a 6-star war. Granted, one of those attacks was much better than the other. Then we have Roost from Rising, Drea from Rising, Javik from Rising, A-Lobster, Gobbles, UT. Pretty much the bottom of our roster here. Relic is actually someone who might as well give him some love here. 16-20 heroes. He was on voice chat for approximately the first 4 hours of war. As you can see here, his lab is done, right? I don't see anything in there that he has to do. So Relic is going to be joining us over in the main clan. I've extended the invitation to him. Obviously has a little bit of work to do in terms of maxing his defenses and such. But he's going to be probably a 67 weight or so. Starbucks rewards. I'm recording on the phone, hoping that I don't drop out of connection. So forgive me for all the dirty texts I may receive from my girlfriend who is out and about with her girlfriends. So yeah, let's get started watching some war replays. I watched this one, unfortunate for Pico, but he went on this one. Let's go ahead and start watching this one. I'm not going to narrate the attacks as much, probably just talk a little bit more about the clan. Since I'm not sure when I'm making another YouTube video, so I obviously got to get kind of like a state of the clan out here while I'm recording these things. So yeah, enjoy the attacks in the background, and I'll just kind of talk. This is completely unplanned. I have no idea what I'm going to say, so forgive me if I offend anybody, because I'd never do that. So one of the things that I can probably address right off the get-go, obviously everyone knows that G-Bay left us a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago at this point. So yeah, so that kind of sucked. You know, it's going to happen. This is not the first time that the Goodfellas has gone through a stretch where we can barely get 20v20 wars going. You know, but it is what it is. You know, recruitment is pretty slow. The game is pretty saturated at this point. And then not only is the game pretty saturated, but like at our level, Town Hall 9 2020 heroes or better, basically. There's not a lot of guys that have played the game at a high level that are out there kind of looking for new clans on the forums or in the Bindle chat. Every now and again, we kind of luck into one. But usually that person even is someone who sort of needs to be coached a little bit. Maybe a guy that came from a farming clan or something and hasn't quite been as high level with the war. But yeah, recruiting is tough, and finding guys that are willing to get on voice chat. I mean, there's so many quote unquote restrictions that we have, and we like the restrictions that we have. We want to sell ourselves as a hardcore elite war clan. So we just don't want to allow someone to come into the clan and basically say that they're not going to be doing any voice chatting while they're with us. So we are very careful with who we let into the clan. And that does come with some slow moments. So for those of you that are still with the clan and are considering this your home, thank you for your patience. All I can say is that Ellen and I are doing the best that we can to go out there and recruit. I have put both the Clash of Clans and Clash Royale forum recruitment links in Discord, because I'm going to switch over to another topic that I feel is really important, because I've had this conversation the last few days, and I feel like it warrants at least a mention. There's been a couple of people, and I won't mention any of them by name, but G-Bay is someone who's also kind of in this boat too, that basically kind of take the stance of, we're not an elite clan right now, so I'm not going to put in an elite time commitment to the clan until you fix it. And so that, to me, is really, really backwards logic. I mean, that's like, and forgive me, but it's like what a 10-year-old says to his parents or something when they're trying to get their way to keep it going the entire time. Forgive me. Get back to watching that replay of Danny crushing that base here. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. So yeah, it's just like a 10-year-old logic, right? Like when I say like the reason why we're not quite as elite of a clan as we could be is because we don't have guys that are willing to put in the time. We've got, the voice chat's dead during farm wars. Guys aren't trying to get their heroes up kind of consistently. That tends to be like the comeback that I get. Like, well, as soon as the clan becomes elite, then I'll put in the time and the effort to be that. But until that happens, I'm not going to do it. And that just really is just, like I said, it's horrific logic. As you can probably guess, right? Like if everyone in the clan did a little bit more than they do now, we would be a lot better off than we are now, right? If someone in the clan did at least one thing to help the clan every single day, we'd be unstoppable, right? And it's something very simple. You could go to our forum post in the Discord and bump it up and just say, hey, like this was my thoughts on my most recent war performance. You could go to the base building chat and ask if somebody has anything that they want to share. You could go onto the family chat and say, hey, I'm going to jump on voice and I'm trying to design a new base. Does anyone want to help me? Or, hey, I'm going to do some friendly challenges. Does someone want to jump on voice and help me? Like if we all just spent, God damn, Danny, if we all just spent, an extra, I don't know, 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, just doing something that was helping the clan out in some way and didn't take the approach of, well, I'm not going to put in an elite level effort until, you, Kevin, or the rest of leadership or whoever's supposed to be responsible for us gets us to that elite level. Like I said, we get to that level a lot faster for sure. There's only so much that I can do. Only so much that Damastic can do, who's really sort of taken over our arranged wars. So yeah, I mean, that would be my small encouragement as people sort of watch these videos, right? Like, figure out like your role in the clan. And if your role in the clan is to just be the guy that gets on and does his attacks and jumps off, and that's really that all you do, I'm really sorry, like you just don't get an opinion like when it comes to clan-wide strategy. If you're doing the bare minimum, it just is what it is. So that would be my encouragement. I think the biggest thing, and I've always been a big advocate of it, is the base building. I mean, so we all get our attacks in. We all know how to attack within our window. Holy shit, that went downhill very fast. I think he's still going to get it, though. Yeah, he's still gonna get it. But yeah, I wish there was more talk around on base building in general. I know we have a lot of guys that will have fresh hit triples in a war against like a clan that just brings like 14 Valks and 14 Wizards, and the same base is up next war. Like base building is brutal, and at the Town Hall 9 level, it's even worse, right? Because the game is balanced enough so that everyone can get 3-starred. I mean, I was lucky enough that when I was at Town Hall 10, that my base got 3-starred one time, and I was able to go in. I made some adjustments to it. I made my Inferno Towers anti-bowler. It was kind of a quick for me. Obviously, Town Hall 9s, almost every single war, you should be making some sort of a change to your base. You should have 4 active war bases. That is not something that you should do only when we, quote-unquote, become an elite war clan. That's something that you should be doing all the time. You should just always have 4 bases kind of on reserve. So 29-0, very nice war that we have over here in the Rising clan. So I mean, I'm pretty much ranting at this point. Like I said, I wasn't planning on recording a video, so I don't really know even what points I'm trying to make. I'm just kind of talking like as they come to me. Just gonna watch Relic here go in on this base. But yeah, I mean, another thing that's come up recently too is that a couple of our arranged wars have dropped, and that's frustrating some people too. And so I just want people to understand the reason why they're being canceled and why they're being dropped. So Damasta is doing a really, really good job of scheduling them for us. He's trying to schedule them every other week, because the reason why we're scheduling them every other week is because that was the result of the survey that you guys filled out. So the results of that survey, I have the results flying around here somewhere. I think I might have thrown them away. But I think 25 people responded. 6 people said that they wanted to do an arranged war every single weekend. And then an overwhelming majority, I believe 17 or so, said they wanted to do them every other weekend. And then 2 or 3 said that they wanted to do them less often. And so the only issue with that is that you have to be prepared for cancelizations. So if we have an arranged war scheduled for the 1st, and then 2 weeks later on the 15th, if the one on the 15th falls through, that's going to basically mean that we're doing arranged war once a month, because we obviously would have to scramble to try and find a replacement or to try to find someone for the next week. So do keep that in mind as well, is that when these things do fall through, it means that we're going to go an entire month with kind of just generic farm wars. And if you guys don't want to do that, reach out to leadership, put something in the chat and say like, hey, like we should do this like once a week, for the ones that do fall through. And the other reason why they've been falling through is because we don't have enough players. Right now on our roster, if you take a look at the Google Sheet in the Discord chat, we have 27 members in the clan, basically, who are war eligible for arranged wars. And then on top of that, we have the Graveland, the Arcos, Onyx 2, Glowtex Mini, and I think I'm missing some, but I think it's those 4. So basically, we have 31 war eligible accounts. So most clans want to run 30v30 wars. So if 2 people, when Damasta sends out that opt-out question, say, hey, I can't make it, and all of a sudden we're down to 29 accounts, you're now relying on basically me or Son of Jay to get in all those additional attacks with minis. Or we have to go to the other clan and say, hey, we can only build a 25v25 war. And most clans just don't want to do that. They don't want to do 25 versus 25 wars. They want to do 30v30. So we lose wars for that reason too. Clans just say like, hey, like we're not going to be able to match you because you can't do 30v30. So when these arranged matchups fall through, it's not for a lack of Damasta trying or because he's doing it wrong. Like he's doing as much as he can. So just kind of keep that in mind anytime that he is struggling to find an arranged war kind of replacement. So yeah, so that's pretty much where the clan is at, kind of in that awkward stage where I almost want to say, and this is, like I said, no, I'm not pointing the fingers at any one person or even speaking to the clan as a whole, because there are some people that this obviously doesn't apply to, but there certainly are some people in the clan who have basically admitted, look, I'm not trying real hard. I have heroes that are kind of good enough for my town hall level. I'm not actively farming. I'm not actively engaged on voice chat. and you're kind of like waiting around. You're waiting around for other people to do something for you. That to me kind of speaks almost to like a level of entitlement or something. Like because you've put in the work to get heroes that are at an appropriate level, at some point in time, you should be rewarded with that by these arranged wars or something like that, or other people have to kind of put in the work in order for you to try even harder. Try and find some motivation for yourself. There's got to be a way to motivate yourself. It's something that I've learned how to do because I've had so many accounts. Right when I was a Town Hall 8 with Torch Runner. I was trying really, really hard to beat my personal best. I was trying to go for 25 3-stars in a row because that's what I needed to motivate myself because I had been through Town Hall 8 3 times. And so there really was no purpose for me to really scout bases. And so when I was trying to go for that record, I actually was putting in the time to scout the bases out. I was actually putting time to scout the bases because I was aiming for something. I think there are a lot of people in the clan, especially like Town Hall 9s, like when the Town Hall 9s are done, you definitely see a pattern in our clan, especially during these farming wars when we only have like 1 or 2 Town Hall 9s left and people are like, I don't really like this base. They kind of put out attacks to let you know, like, hey, I really didn't like this base. I didn't really want to attack it. So find a way to motivate yourself. For some people, it's farming. Like when I went through a slump at Town Hall 10, I put in more time farming, because I just wanted to get to Town Hall 11. I wanted to get more walls done. I wanted to progress in the game, especially for those people that have one account. If you're a Town Hall 9 in the clan and you're kind of sitting at that awkward like 25 heroes and you really only have the one account and you're not even worrying about raising up a mini or something like that, I would strongly consider you to make that push because certainly the future of the Goodfellas is going to include a clan where Town Hall 9s are not even in it anymore. I'm not saying it's close, and I know that I've mentioned this before, but for those guys in the clan who are basically saying like, hey, I'm pretty comfortable with where I'm at in the game, this game changes fast. Like you never know what's going to happen. They could come out with Town Hall 12 6 months from now, and me, Treadwell, and Law could all go up to Town Hall 12, and then we have a bunch of the guys like SOJ, Glowtech, and them. They go to Town Hall 11, and next thing you know, Town Hall 9 will not even be a thing that is considered. So I'm more or less like making this video to tell people. There's a lot of swag spells in this war, by the way. I'm just realizing. Granted, all the bases are perfectly symmetrical, so I like this bomb setup right here. It's very sexy. I'm basically issuing sort of a call for action. If you're in the clan, do something. I don't consider it to be leadership's job to make the clan better. Every single person in the clan has the ability to do something every single day to make the clan better. Like I said, if you don't recruit, if you're not farming, if you're not on doing friendly challenges, if you're not doing any of those things, sorry, this is I'm sorry, I'm trying to find Unstable's attack that was not shown already. I can't remember which ones I've shown. Let's go with this one. If you kind of like reflect on yourself as a player and you go, I'm not really doing any of these things, find something. Be the base building guy. It doesn't even have to be something that you necessarily do, right? Like I could easily see a scenario where you go to the base building chat once a day and just say, hey, I'm available for the next 10 minutes if someone wants to throw out their war base so I can kind of, nitpick at something. And then you've done something for 10 minutes that helps the clan. Holy shit. Find that one thing that you do. Because if you come to me and say, hey, I want to be in the elite war scene and I want this to kind of hurry it up, the first question that I'm going to ask you from now on is going to be, well, what are you doing daily to make that happen? I don't care if you spend 1-2 hours one day recruiting. That doesn't do anything. I don't care if you spend 1 or 2 hours one day out of the week in the Bindle chat trying to find us more arranged matchups. You need to do something daily to really show a level of commitment to the clan, because you're all a part of it. Everyone that's watching this video is a part of it. And anyone who's watching this video, it's a good point, right? You've now spent the last 20 minutes and 7 seconds watching a YouTube video. So tomorrow, when I don't come out with a YouTube video, you can obviously spend 20 minutes of your time doing something else. So find that. Go, main people. Go over to Rising. Watch their war attacks. Chat with them in the family chat. Just do something. Anything. So when I was younger, my father used to talk to my brothers and I about when we were doing our schoolwork, not to do what he called the bare minimum. He's like, don't just do your homework. Don't just study for the test. Find something else to go above and beyond and to do it. And I've taken that life lesson with me throughout everything I've done, whether it be games or my schooling, what have you. I always do something a little bit more than is kind of required. And so I would encourage every single person, the Goodfellas, who's watching this video and who cares enough about the clan and the future of the clan to really reflect on that. What can you do every day to help the clan out? I mean, obviously, we all have situations, right? We all have vacations that we go on where we don't have access to the clan. I'm not talking about isolated incidents like that. I'm talking around kind of the daily course of running a clan. It's hard. It's hard to create a system that's sort of like that. But try and do it from this video on. So this video apparently has a big rallying cry for all you guys to kind of help out a little bit more. So yeah, Rising. Here's a good tip for those of you watching this video. I am sitting on 8.9 million elixir and 2.1 million gold. My Grand Warden does not come up for another 12 hours and 40 minutes. I don't currently have a shield. I am in war. I have not used either attack yet. It is pretty common sense at this point that I am not going to be doing a farming attack. I'm just not. My next attack that I do on this account will be a war attack. I'm obviously max 40/40 hero, so what I do when I know that my next attack is not going to be a farming attack is I have stuff to donate. I've got 7 giants. So I have 7 giants in case of Town Hall 10 requests. I've got 8 Valks, because that'll give me the ability to do 2 Town Hall 10s worth. I got a Golem. I obviously got Bowlers, since they're the most highly requested thing now. I got 15 of those going. Every single thing in my camps is for when I can go over here and check and make sure that people don't need something. So let me go see if I can find an example. I'm sure I won't be able to prove the point, but let me find someone who's done both of their attacks yet. I know for 100% certain, because of the way that Captain Falcon farms, he has done both of his war attacks. He's completely done with his war attacks. I've got no doubt that when I visit Captain Falcon's base, he's going to have a farming army ready to go, because he farms all the time. And indeed he does. He has Jai, Barch, Goblin, Valk, something in his camps, right? So now let me see if I can, like I said, this is unscripted, so if the example doesn't work out, forgive me. Let me go to Unstable, who's less likely to have, he's actually doing pretty good this season on war attacks. Let's see if he has anything going in his camps. He also has a farming army going. So good for you, Unstable, for not being the example of the person in the clan who's got empty camps, because I see that happen a lot. Let's check out the new guy in main, Relic. He also has a farming army going. Good for you. So yeah, point not proven. But there are times, especially when I'm in Rising doing a war, when you're done with your war attacks, where I'll go to someone's base and they'll just have empty camps. Like, if you know that your next attack is not going to be a war attack and it's going to be a farming attack, throw something in there. Because the worst thing that you can do is log on to Clash and realize that you've got nothing in your camps, because that just kind of sucks. I'm sure Pico obviously will have shit in his camps. 314 wins. Already has his army going there. So yeah. So just a little tip. Every single time that you log off a Clash of Clans, the first thing that you should ask yourself is, what is my next attack going to be? Is it going to be a war attack, or is it going to be a farming attack? And then design your camps accordingly. So yeah, so that is my 25-minute spiel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and the sort of state of the Goodfellas / war recap-ness. I will try and get another one out within the next month, and everyone have a nice rest of your Saturday.